Hello, today's video is sponsored by War Thunder. No one really knows if support for Dead Island 2 is over besides the occasional patches, but if they did come through and give us one more big update, these are 8 things that I think could make this game genuinely great. First of all, and this may sound silly, but the ability to close doors. It's such a simple feature, yet for some reason you can't, unlike almost every other game in existence that has doors. Even the 2015 alpha for the Jaeger version of Dead Island 2 allowed you to close doors, and the zombies would start breaking through until it was completely destroyed. It looked great. A compromise would be to allow the player to board up doorways like you see in the game Normal Room in Hell 2. I don't like it very much, I think it has a lot of problems, but there are a few neat features like that. One thing that I think the entire community would love is a photo mode. I use a FreeCam tool for my videos that allows me to replicate photo mode, and it's fantastic. That's how I create all my cinematic shots you occasionally see, and with how incredible the game looks, it'd be a huge missed opportunity not to give everyone else the power. From what I've seen, this is one of the features I see requested most in the community. Baldur's Gate 3 added a photo mode after constantly saying they were done supporting the game, so maybe we'll get lucky and see the same thing with Dead Island 2. Next up is to create a night variant of the Neighborhood Watch map. I'd prefer if it wasn't completely pitch black in a lot of places, but a night version could be actually really cool if they give it the right lighting and atmosphere. Maybe there's one building that's completely on fire and illuminates in the distance. One idea I had was to put really good loot inside the burning building, and if you run into it, your health would slowly lower as your character is inhaling the smoke. And so it's a race to grab as much goodies as you can before you inevitably die if you don't get out in time. They also could have one of the houses be in the style of what they did in the House DLC, where they almost tried to jump scare the player. It all comes down to how far they want to go with the concept, but I do have ideas for days. Another Neighborhood Watch mode idea I had was to allow the bobcats to become infected periodically. They're not immune to the virus like the main slayers, and so they don't really ever explain why you don't become infected if you're bit, because, you know, you can clearly get bit. So, I was thinking maybe if you're bit, you periodically get a few Fury mode abilities to use? Or maybe you have to hunt down your own teammates? I don't know, but there's so many possibilities they could do with the concept. It's one of those ideas that I think would be hardest to implement of everything else we're going to be talking about today, but I do think it'd probably be the coolest feature in my eyes. Next up, I would like to see a night version of the solo map too. You know, you can see it at the very end of the DLC, and it looks incredible, the crazy wormhole sky and the psychedelic visuals. The fact that you can't choose to go back to that night variant whenever you want, unlike every other map, even the House DLC included, is pretty silly and seems like an oversight to me. It's not like they have to develop anything crazy for it, they just need to give players the option to go back to the night version whenever they want. Before we continue, we have a word from today's sponsor. War Thunder is the most comprehensive vehicle combat game ever made and can be played for free on PC, consoles, and mobile devices. There are over 2,500 different tanks, planes, helicopters, and ships from across 10 nations, ranging from vehicles dating back to the 1920s up to the fighter jets and tanks used today. War Thunder is the sort of game that truly get immersed in due to its ambitious vehicle mechanics, detailed graphics, and realistic sound effects that give you the chance to operate the most powerful machines of our time. The customization is extremely in-depth with countless camos, decorations, and unique markings for all types of vehicles, even the community-made ones. One thing I found unique that I see no other game doing is the X-ray view, directly showing you where your bullets penetrated enemy vehicles. It was the main thing that literally made me say, wow, that's genuinely really cool. So join the community of over 70 million players in intense PvP battles, creating an experience like no other. In War Thunder, there's tons of different content to discover, and so if you're a fan of military history, this is the game for you. So play War Thunder for free now on PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and mobile devices by using my links in the description or pinned comment. New players and those that haven't played in 6 months get access to a free bonus pack that contains multiple vehicles like the exclusive vehicle decorator Eagle of Valor and many other goodies like 100,000 Silver Lions plus 7 days of premium account time. It is available for a limited time and exclusive to PC and consoles, so jump at the opportunity while it lasts. And once again, thank you to War Thunder for sponsoring today's video, and let's continue. Another oversight is definitely the ability to replay New Game Plus. I see so many people annoyed about this, and I actually get it. You have to delete your New Game Plus save if you want to restart the mode, and so after you finish, it's kind of pointless to keep playing. New Game Plus was the opportunity to add infinite replayability, and they fumbled pretty hard, but they could always go back to it and fix it. Another idea that would be pretty cool is to add a sandbox mode in the same vein as what Dead Rising 2 Off the Record did. That mode allows you to jump into the game, run around wherever you want, and immediately get to killing a horde of zombies with really no stress. There's a few challenges, boss enemies, the occasional fun jankiness, almost everything you'd want from a mode of its type. I guess most players do prefer an objective of some sort, so this isn't a feature that I think really needs to happen or truly wants super bad, but it still would be neat nonetheless. One small feature that would go a long way is adding the horde mode weapons and zombie types into New Game Plus. Same can be said for the Cloud and Whipper from the Solo DLC. Honestly, I just want the grenade launcher in the main game even if it doesn't have all the extra skill tree abilities. It feels like it'd be so simple, but hey, I'm not a developer, what do I know? One complaint I've seen is the fact that you can't talk with random players. There's no voice chat, so if you want to casually explore or try to get a good ranking in Neighborhood Watch because it's based on time, you kind of can't. Unless, you just want to emote, I guess. Also, it's really a mode that you do need to play with other people. You could try by yourself, but I've heard for most people it's a big struggle. At least the final wave defense part. One thing that I think me and many other people would like to see is crazier cards that showcase more zombie abilities, like giving the player a whip that allows you to slice zombies in half, pull them towards you, basically take the abilities of the whipper. Many of the cards you get in the main game basically take abilities from the zombies you fight, so to do that with the DLC zombies would be pretty sweet. So, I don't know if it's ever gonna happen, but I would like to see the levels increase again, preferably up to 50 instead of 40 where it was in New Game Plus. That way we have room for more cards, and also maybe they would give us a few new cards to mess around with too. Probably not, but I would like to hope. But I will say, I think they're going to be saving a lot of stuff for Dead Island 3. I know they've already done a lot with this game, and they can only do so much without adding a ton of new mechanics in there. And truthfully, I don't think we're going to be seeing much more moving forward. We're kind of at the end of Dead Island 2's life cycle from my knowledge, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Time will tell. I'm not a prophet. I can't see the future, but let me know down below what you guys want to see in the future of Dead Island 2 if anything new is to come. Anyways, though, this might be my last Dead Island video for a while, as it feels like a book has been finished. I know there's still some issues with New Game Plus and other aspects of the game, but with the release of the Ultimate Edition, the game feels complete if you ignore the cliffhanger ending in the story. But it is what it is regardless. There's a lot coming out, there's a lot to look forward to. I just hope we hear about the future of the Dead Island series sometime soon, but I have a feeling it's going to be a while. Thank you all for tuning in to my Dead Island 2 content. It's been really fun, and maybe I'll make one final review of the game, but I think my New Game Plus review felt like a nice ending. With that said, thank you to War Thunder for being the sponsor of today's video. Be sure to click the link in the description or pinned comment, it really helps the channel. Plus, the game's free and available on PC, Xbox, PlayStation, mobile, all the main platforms, so you can't go wrong with that, so go try it out. And don't forget, if you're a new player or haven't played the game in 6 months, you can receive a free bonus pack exclusive to PC and console, with all the goodies you'd want to get you started or back into the war. That's all from me, folks. Feel free to like the video, subscribe if you want, and stop by next time. Cheers.